Hey guys, this is an exercise video where I will show you how to install LAMP stack on your Linux machine. And because this is a lab exercise, I want you guys to set up your own lab of Linux and install LAMP stack on your own machines as well. A LAMP stack is a set of open source softwares that can be used to create websites and web applications. LAMP is a short form for Apache, which is a web server, MySQL, which is a relational database management system, and PHP programming language. So let's get started. You can pause the video anytime and resume because I expect you to run these commands on your machines along with me. Now on the lab system, before we install the LAMP applications, what I need you to do is I need you to run apt update. So sudo apt update, and what this will do is it will update all the packages on your system. So you've got the latest and the greatest packages before you start installing Apache, MySQL and PHP. Now type in your password, and as you can see, it has started updating the packages on this machine. Once the update is finished, what you need to do is we can now install Apache server. To install Apache, you can type in sudo apt install Apache 2, and this will go ahead and install Apache 2 on this machine. And here I'll just say yes, and as you can see, it is progressing with the install. Now with the Apache server installed, the next application that we need to install is OpenSSH. So we'll type in sudo install SSH. So I've not typed in apt, so sudo apt install SSH, and this will go ahead and install SSH on this machine. And I can say yes. And now it is starting to install SSH on this machine. And we've installed SSH on this machine. Now what we need to do next is we need to allow SSH through our firewall. So we'll use Uncomplicated firewall to do that. So we'll type in sudo ufw allow open SSH. And as you can see, it has allowed OpenSSH. Now what we need to do is we need to allow incoming connections. So sudo ufw allow in, and we need to allow incoming connections for Apache. We'll try an Apache full. So we are allowing incoming connections for Apache full. Next, what we need to do is we need to enable the universal uncomplicated firewall. We need to type in sudo ufw enable to do that. And once the firewall is active, we can type in sudo ufw status to check the rules that we have just put in. Now with this done, what we can do is we can open up our browser and we can type in localhost in the browser, and we can hit enter. And because Apache is installed on this machine, we'll get the Apache 2 Ubuntu default page. If you're getting this page, you've done everything correctly up until now. Another way you can get to this page is if you type in ip-addr show and note down the IP address of your Ethernet card and copy it and paste it in the browser. You'll get the same page. So this is the localhost for your machine, and Apache 2, this IP address is how other devices on the same network will be able to access this web server. Now next, we need to install MySQL server. To install MySQL, let's go back to the terminal let's clear the screen. Now we can type in sudo apt install MySQL server, and it will ask for our confirmation once. We say yes, and now it started to download MySQL. So now we've installed MySQL server on this machine. Now we can get to the next step, which is to secure the MySQL installation. So you need to type in sudo MySQL _secure _installation, and we hit enter, and it says, would you like to set up validate password plugin? I don't want to do it. Now it wants my password. I'll need to type in some secure password. Now if you don't know how to generate a secure password, what you can do is you can go to your web browser and you can go to password generator, and you can go to one of the website that offers a strong password generator tool, and I think Chrome gives you that utility as well. But you can go here and then generate a password and then copy that password and paste that into your MySQL installation. So like on this page, you can type in what you want, how much password, what's your password length that you want, if you want any numbers, symbols, etc, etc. So we'll go back to our terminal window, and I'll just enter out of everything. Now with this done, I can now test if my new password is working or not. I'll type in sudo MySQL admin -p -u for user, root, and then version. When it asks for my password, I'll put in my new password, and it gives me the version of the SQL server that I've just installed. I can also verify by typing in systemctl status MySQL, and this will give me the status of MySQL service, and it should be active, running. Now we are ready to install PHP on this machine. Now to install PHP, we need to type in sudo apt install PHP, and then hit enter, and this will start the installation of PHP on this machine. And here I'll just say yes. Now we've installed PHP on this machine, so what we need to do is we need to add some further PHP utilities. So we need to do a sudo apt install lib Apache to mod PHP, and hit enter. This will install the library for PHP to work with Apache. And after this, we'll install the library for PHP to work with MySQL. Now we can install the library for PHP to work with MySQL. We can do that by typing in php-mysql and hit enter. And this should be fairly quick as well. And I'll just say yes. So as you can see, it's just a 120 KB file. Now that we've installed everything for PHP as well, we can type in PHP -version, and if you would have successfully installed PHP, you would get a version of PHP as the output. Now what we can do is we can go into sudo and then nano, and what we'll do is we'll edit a file inside this folder, var www./html, and we'll call the file info.php. And if we hit enter, now here we need to type in greater than sign and then exclamation mark PHP, and then hit enter, and then type in PHP info, and this PHP method gives some information about the PHP system. Now we can save the file. No, I want to save it as info.php and hit enter. Say yes, I want to save the file. And if we go into /var/www/html, now by the way, var www/html is the home folder for your web server. So whatever you put in, so you'll put in your index.html or your home.html file. Now what we can do is we can go back to the browser and we can type in the IP address of the machine, and we can type in info/info.php, info.php, and it should give us some information about the PHP installation on this server. So just remember, var www.html is the home for your web server, so you'll put in index.html file or home.html file in this location. Now because this info.php file has some sensitive information, like it has, you know, your where your configuration files are at, what's the build of PHP and all that sort of things, we'll remove this file as a security measure because I don't want anybody hacking your system. So we'll remove the file after we've tested. So we'll do a sudo rm info.php, and we'll do an ls again to make sure. With this, we've come to the end of this lecture where we installed a LAMP stack on your Linux server. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.